Believe one of the biggest hindrances to seeing prayers answered and to feeling God more closely in our lives is a lack of gratitude. Think about it. What is one of the first things you teach your little small child when they're first starting to talk? Please and thank you, because we want our kids to show gratitude. Hi, I'm Coach Maggie with another Soul Food Sunday. We live in a day and age where you do things for people and they just shrug their shoulder and they walk off. You hold the door, and there just seems to be something that almost grates at you when that happens, because we expect that when we do something kind, the other person will reciprocate and they will say thank you. And yet, God doesn't need us to say thank you, but I believe it just encourages Him to bless us more. Don't you want to do more for that person that's grateful? You feel like I'm being a blessing to them. And so you do above and beyond. And I believe we shut the door and we stop God from answering more of those prayers. Because when we don't thank Him, there's a sense that pretty soon we see that we did it. When I'm praying for something, maybe it's financial, and I get that check in the mail, and I tend to go, wow, that was luck. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad. Look what I did. And we receive the credit. And when we do that, we're robbing God of His glory, but we're also taking responsibility. We're saying, I did that, when in fact, it was Him that worked things out to get that thing, to see this happen, to get that job promotion, to have things go the way that you actually wanted them to go. Like I said, we live in a time where people are often very forgetful. One of the things that I started years ago is keeping a gratitude journal. Nothing fancy. It's just a regular notebook you'd use for school. But this one has about 2.5, 3 years of writing things down over the years, things that God has done, ways that I've seen Jesus work in my life and other people's lives. And do you know what it is? It becomes a history book to be able to go back and say, oh my goodness, look at how He worked that out. I go through here, and even now looking through here, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, thank you, Lord. So the opposite happens. What happens is we realize so much more. Look at all God has done. It is so easy to forget. Like I said, we have those things, those needs. But again, we tend to go, oh, yeah, yeah. And we're excited for a moment. But if we haven't recorded it, if we have no way to go back, then it's easy just to forget. Or it starts to dull. It's like a picture that we saw, but then we turn and walk away, and we don't remember all the details. One of the things I try to do is be specific. Okay, how did He answer that? How did this work out? And so when we put those details, we start to see if He did it there, then He'll do it again. And it builds our trust, it builds our faith that we serve an amazing God that answers our prayers. One of the things, too, I was thinking about even just this morning, we often think of our prayers in isolation. We have this need. Maybe it's a physical healing, maybe it's a financial prayer, maybe it's a relationship. And we see our part, but that's it. It's just part of a bigger picture. In the process of God healing that financial need, He's probably meeting some other needs for other people as well. And that's why sometimes we're like, I need it now. He's working out those details so that it's a blessing to you, but it's a blessing to other people. In that relationship that maybe you're praying about, God is working in the lives of the other people, working in and through. And remember, He will never force His way. So He's waiting. So as you are praying about you, there are other people involved in that need, in that prayer. It's bigger than just us. So keep that in mind as you pray for your situation. Be thinking, Lord, if there are other people that are connected to my answer, would you bless them? Would you encourage them so that we'll all see our prayers answered? I just want to encourage you one simple thing. Consider, if you haven't already, starting your own prayer journal where you can have a chronicle of all of the ways God has worked and continues to work in your life. And it's never too early to start, even with your kids, or it's never too late to be able to see all the amazing things. And then let me encourage you one other thing. And I used to do this more regularly, and I am going to start up again, is to go back and read them. I used to take Sunday afternoon to go back and read that week's just to remind myself. And it was amazing how often, even in the course of that week, I'd go, oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you, Lord. And so go back through maybe weekly, but then other periods of time, maybe at the end of the month, to go back and just glance through because I believe He loves our praise. Our thanksgiving turns into praise, and that blesses Him. And that's what we want to do. And so allow this encouragement to get you started because often people say, well, God doesn't hear my prayers. He doesn't answer my prayers. God doesn't, I don't hear Him. He's speaking, He's answering. You just aren't necessarily listening. But as we write these things down and we record them, like I said, we'll have our own history book about our relationship with the Lord. And it'll get more and more, and we'll get more and more excited, and we'll trust Him more and more with our tomorrows and with those things that we really don't understand. Because He did it before, He'll do it again. So go out, start yours, and let me know. I'd love to know how He's working in your life. If this resonated with you, please consider clicking like and come back. Leave me a comment. Let me know the things He's doing in your life. Go out, have an amazing week. And as always, God bless.